Hello Libra, welcome to your session today. It is Monday and I'm so excited to be back with you a little bit healthier and healed. Today we went to DMV. I say it like that, DMV, so I was in line a pretty long time. I was reinstating the Infinity, which I miss. It's a car that I kind of felt drawn to as like an identity when you first get a car in the first couple of years that you start driving. And I started driving a little bit late in life. I started driving in my late 20s. Nobody ever wanted to teach me to drive, so I kept having to bug my older brother. I kept asking for resources, and you know how Libras do. They don't like to ask for help. So I want to let you know, I apologize for the late video, but there's a series that you will get today. And I'm going to check my little request sheet here. I'm very organized when it comes to request week, which begins today. Namaste. I send you guys all happy healing energy. We're going to get into it. So the first request came from JT, and I put here Monday, do a hermit's journey on all Libras. So that's the first video. And then the next one is going to be lust, or is it love? So that's the next one. And that one's from Stephanie with an I. All right, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for being here for the first session. I know that the cards today are going to be very similar for the actual Libran story, so just look out for what the major arcanas are and the main characters as usual. Welcome back to your channel. Thank you guys for all the support, likes, and subscribes. I do want to mention a reader who I saw a goodbye video for, Scotland's Rose Tarot. I started my journey with her and I was so saddened that she is leaving her channel. I want to send you all my love. If you've ever watched Libra Light, you helped me so much in my journey, and it makes me teary-eyed that you're leaving YouTube for the Libras. I have been so thankful for the journey that you put me on. I actually, I built my channel because you inspired me. And so if you ever watch Libra Light, I do want to say I'm so sad that you're leaving. You've been a major part of my journey and me learning tarot, so go shoot her some love today. She put a goodbye video up and it really got me. I was like super emotional when I watched it. So here's your Hermit's journey. We're going to do a split, okay? And let's see the first two cards for your Hermit journey. We have the Sun, okay? You have walked away, Queen of Swords too. And I'm going to get one last card, the Page of Wands. The Hermit's journey, if you look at the card of the Hermit, it also talks about you going away for introspection. It's not just a hermit guy that's holding a staff. Page of Wands is the first card here that we're going to look at when I put back the deck. So Queen of Swords, also Libran energy. You could have gone through it maybe starting in the fall or October or even September if you're an early Libran. The Sun card is also here. I'm going to pull it apart from the deck. And it enlightened you on many facets of your personality. So as we begin with the Page of Wands and the Sun, it just talks about inner spirituality. It talks about feeling revival. It also speaks of being awakened by other things and people and your interactions. And so I begin with the Sun card today, Major Arcana for Leo. So what has Libra actually gone through? Two cards I want to spill out immediately. Justice and the Ten of Cups. Maybe you became happy through being alone. And being alone is not bad. All it means is that you're including yourself and your thoughts and you're tuning out the outside noise. A hermit's journey is beautiful. I want to stress that. And thank you, JT, for your request. Tomorrow is going to be Libra Weeks, okay? That's from Kimberly. She wants to do it by birthdays, and so I will do that tomorrow. There's also an empty spot for Tuesday. So if you want a second video, I'm also taking requests. Ten of Cups, you found out that you were happy. You could have water sign influence in your chart. Maybe you're a Pisces rising. Maybe you have a Pisces moon here. You could be a super emotional Libra, okay? Cancer's in my moon, so I tend to be emotional on days I don't want to be emotional. And we also have Justice here. A lot of chapters with like family, friends, best friends. You found out if somebody had cheated you over on something or maybe even thiefed you, right? Like they took something from your original journey. I feel like a lot of you, I just realized no more nails. They're falling off. On your original journey, you could have found out that people, places, and things didn't resonate with you anymore. So Justice is here, big card for the Hermit's journey. Let's check it out with some flippers, okay? The Hermit's journey for Libra, the Moon card, Cancer, Pisces, Lovers. You might be seeing the 6th card of the Lovers today. The Hermit's journey brought you closer to, I believe, a specific person, or some of you may have had a deep conversation with someone from the past. I think you thought it was divine. I also feel at one time you thought reconciliation was possible, but you're actually on your way to a new soulmate. There is somebody better planned for you. The Lover's card is a super divine card. Some people say the Two of Cups isn't, but I feel all the love cards are, because that's the highest power and the highest frequency in the entire world is love. Okay? It's not just mouthing off. It's not having an attitude. It's love. And the Moon card, working through secrets, okay? Working through your deepest desires. Remember, the Moon is all things that are still hidden. I think you uncovered them, you know, just through your spiritual path, listening to gurus, being your own guru, because some of us are. And the Moon is uncovering those things. We've had this Moon and Sun dynamic. A lot of the days this week, we've had feminine and masculine. There's been a play on Sun and Moon. Some of you know this very well. You're like very studied about the Sun and Moon. So remember, this is like the highlighting big theme. And through your Hermit's journey, you're even tapping into the side of you that you don't practice a lot. For me, I'm a divine masculine. So I headed more towards my divine feminine journey. I hope this is useful. You know, I hope this video is useful because I'm showing you some of the themes that you could have occurred on your long Hermit's journey. It's super important to like look at these cards in a different way too, not read them the same way. Again, I feel like the cloak was pulled over your eyes. There could have been certain factors and relationships that helped you realize this by the way somebody speaks to you, by the way somebody makes you feel. And so justice was felt through that. Okay, some of you leave behind some of your comments today on your Hermit's journey, how it made you feel when you finally saw maybe somebody's true intentions crack, right? Or you saw the real them. And so the Justice card is here to say, all is well in the world of karma. It's being figured out at this time by my divine angels and also spirit and source. So we look at all these entanglements that have gone on in the story. And by being a hermit, you learn to listen. It's more about audible. It's more about listening each day. Thank you, JT, for this request. I'm actually loving the reading so far. Also, these could be today's cards too, because it's in the energy of today. Turnovers that we need to know during the Hermit's journey. What do we learn about the Tower? How to deal through towers. This could be also today's energy of transformation and the foundation being broken. Some of you have released a past person, past cycles that kept going on and on. If you frequented with a particular person and you kept going back to them, the Tower was saying, we're going to keep coming for you each time because you haven't learned the lesson. So Scorpio's here. It's a lesson teacher, number one, but I love the Tower card because it's going to explode in your life because you're not listening. Also, I feel like being a hermit, we found out how to deal with towers, especially during a moon cycle. If you guys know when a new moon or a full moon happens, these guys tend to come out. It's because the lesson hasn't been grabbed yet and we haven't walked away. Or perhaps we're still dealing with a cycle that we're putting up with, essentially. So the Tower card here today, let's keep going. We have the High Priestess. Yeah, that's a card for today. Ace of Swords, Knight of Wands, and the King of Swords. I saw him in the pre-shuffle a lot before I got to the table today. I also dealt with the King of Swords at the DMV. So King of Swords is air energy. It's very heavy. For me, it's Aquarius. Once upon a time, it used to be so Gemini for me, but I realized that a lot of the attributes of Aquarians are King of Swords. So you are standing up for maybe a love thing here, not repeating a cycle, maybe afraid of those who are going to help you into a cycle that you've done over and over again. The thing is here is drop the subliminal part of your ego where fear thrives, and you can still stand up for it, but just stay enlightened about people's intentions, also your own, because if you do your shadow work, you know that you're part of the cycle too, or even self-sabotaging a situation. Okay, we got the Seven of Cups. The Hermit has learned there's other ways of doing something. There's variety. There's also a different way to combat a situation. If we feel confused, we know to walk away. Okay, At one point in time, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was much younger. I was dealing with a breakup and I kept watching too much tarot. It would like fill up my entire day. So I learned to walk away for 2 days. Give yourself a nice break. I actually highly recommend that. That way you can hear your own thoughts and your own intuition. And sometimes your intuition just needs to be quieted down. So we do have options today. We also have Knight of Wands feelings. Maybe some of you are being the Knight of Wands, which is about passion, choosing passion at first, also coming in with the goals and desires that we truly want to attack with. I don't know, it's like waking up in the morning, being excited to attack these options, waking up and seeing that they have value. Okay, it can always be read a different way. The Knight of Wands isn't always an annoying guy on a horse. Also, it could talk about your passions and desires. Some of you are coming up on something different in your Hermit's journey, and it could have been found while you went away. Okay, so while you held your staff and your lantern, so to speak, figuratively, I feel like you're excited about something new too. Okay, I love that for you. High Priestess, again, really intuitive. If you don't believe you're intuitive, like you watch this video and you say, Ari, you know, you're just saying I'm intuitive today and I'm actually not. Remember, you were brought on this journey because of your intuition in the first place. You're unlocking different codes of the ancestry story, and you're also unlocking different codes of your beautiful self. So this High Priestess, she just comes knocking on your door every other day, and she does check-ins, and she lets you know you're sane with the High Priestess card. Also, many of you could do other things like I do yoga to calm my breath. I also do prayer when I go to sleep at night. It makes me feel better, things like that. So there could be helpers that have gone on in your Hermit journey. Also, you're not as isolated as you think, okay? There's other people that are going through this Hermit's journey with you, and they're there as a helping hand. One time I got a letter from somebody on Libra, like it was a long time ago, and they said, how do you read, also go through the journey with us, and how do you stay sane every day making a video? It's very easy because Libras are balanced, and even if they have a challenge, I get guidance from the tarot stories too. Just right along with you. I've learned through towers myself. I've learned how to deal with them attitude-wise. I've also learned how to let it out and scream into a pillow. So the tower is here to let you know you're structurally understanding when they come in. You also know how to deal with them emotionally and very patiently. Okay. Another thing here I see is the King of Swords could have recently become you. It doesn't have to be an outside person. This is you just being honest with what's going on, especially if it's something you want. All right, and we're going to wrap it here in just a second. I'm going to get the remainder of the fallouts for you, Libra. Thank you, JT, again, for the Hermit's Journey reading. What are we learning through in this current, maybe next couple of weeks? I'm going to put that away because there's no flippers. It goes a little bit faster when you cut the deck. What are the next learned steps from the Seven of Cups to the High Priestess? Thank you. The Fool card, Aries. Yes, I haven't seen him in a while. You're learning to go on it alone. You don't necessarily need to be codependent and talk to other people and get their opinion first. You're not people-pleasing anymore. Your Hermit's journey is fully solo, and you're the president of it. I got a vision of like Biden and Trump. I don't know why I got presidents. I got current presidents too. You're the person in the Oval Office. And so I think with the Hermit's journey, you're calling the shots. You're not anymore asking for second or third opinions. It's coming from your heart space. And it's not something too that you even need other people for in the Hermit's journey. It's what your heart feels. So this is taking a risk. As you know, it's very Mars energy. Aries is ruled by Mars. So they're outspoken people. Also, I feel like when you meet in Aries, they're very unapologetic. They just do what they need to do. So this is a season for you Libras in the Hermit journey to break out of it, take a risk, because for so long you could have been isolated too from everybody else. So it's time for you to step up, take a risk, and be in the spotlight, which the Fool never talks about is the risk actually makes a bigger change in your life, and it makes room for that. Let's do a little clarification. Here at the end, Seven of Cups still came back out. This was a slipper outer. What is the valuable lesson of being a hermit? Two of Swords, Six of Pentacles, learning to give back to the right people, the people who do deserve your attention and love. I think before, people pleasing is the big like Libra trait. So we're learning to give it to the right people. That's an important message that we've learned. Also, love in the right spots, filling back our own cup appropriately. I feel like the gauge too for Libras is if you're in this collective, you're also inspired by what makes you happy. You're not fueled by depression and sadness. You know how to fill back your own cup intuitively. Ace of Cups, a new beginning. And we also have the Magician, manifesting a different way from what you were taught as a child, or what you were taught as a child, what you were taught in your youth as a child, learning from maybe mythical movies and fairy tales and realizing life is not like that. It's actually a different type of manifesting. Some of us do it very physically. Some of us do it in steps. Some of us can do it immediately. But all in all, it takes time on the 3D plane, and it might involve taking a risk for you, the Fool card. The Fool card is also about new beginnings. Okay, so maybe that source's way of telling you your new beginning is coming up as well. What's the Ace of Cups? I just want to clarify that. The Hermit. In a Hermit's journey reading. Look at that. It flipped in front of the camera. This is about isolating for good reason. If it was to put you away from a certain group of people, or to create space between you and people that no longer served you, it's because that isolation worked for the greater good of the entire collective. Whoever you were dealing with, if you got away from a sore parent who was always, don't do that, don't be this, or if it's a child that's been giving you a difficult time, or even a friend that wasn't loyal, it's actually served you in your highest purpose. The Hermit also talks about enlightening moments. It can happen on and off. Week to week, you might not be the Hermit, but sometimes, you know what I find with the Hermit's journey is that it teaches you various lessons about certain parts that are unhealed, which are now starting to be healed very slowly. If you need to take notes on certain things that were said in this video, please do so. We ended with the Hermit in a Hermit's journey reading. Thank you for this request. I hope it was helpful. I hope there were helpful hints. And we go on to the next one, which is, was it lust or more love? And that one's from Stephanie. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Look at my reminders card too. It's like barely filled up for the week. I need your requests.